Welcome into Chicago Bears Now. I am Harrison Graham. It is mailbag time, and this mailbag comes after the Bears trade the number one pick to the Carolina Panthers. So if you have any draft questions, free agency, trade ideas, we're answering them all here on today's show. So submit those questions by using hashtag Bears or Super Chat. We'll start with DC Viper here. JSN or JMS? So Jaxon Smith-Njigba, the Ohio State wide receiver, or Minnesota center John Michael Schmitz. I mean, all things equal, JSN's a better prospect, but I kind of do think the DJ Moore addition in the trade kind of takes receiver not completely out of the equation at number 9 where the Bears now pick, but probably out of the equation. John Michael Schmitz in the second round, I'm in. I think he can be a long-time starting center. Obviously, you're not going to draft him at number 9, but I am a big fan of his game. Super chat from the Stuttering Sports Analyst. We need left tackle and center to be top 3 offense. Yeah, I think the Bears got to decide if Braxton Jones is their guy at left tackle. If he is, obviously you got to get a right tackle. Is that Mike McGlinchey? Is it Caleb McGarry? Can you convince Orlando Brown to play right tackle? Do you sign Orlando Brown to play left tackle and move Braxton Jones to right tackle? You got options. Peter Skoronski, Paris Johnson Jr. in the draft as well. Center options. Do you sign a guy like Ben Jones in free agency, Ethan Posick? So, yeah, I think the next step for the offense is the offensive line. From Ezra's Art, free agency signings. Free agency opens Monday. We'll see what the Bears' plans are. I think, obviously, trenches. Defensive line, offensive line. I think linebacker, too. Bobby Okereke could be a guy the Bears want to sign. So, keep an eye on some of those positions. Milani, 3276, we signing Dre'Mont Jones, Jawaan Taylor, and Ben Austin Powers Monday. That'd be a hell of a Monday, man. I'm lukewarm on Jawaan Taylor. He's a good pass blocker, not a great run blocker. We know this team wants to run the football, but I'd be okay with him at right tackle. Ben Powers, if you want to cut Cody Whitehair, could be your left guard. So we'll see. And obviously Dre'Mont Jones, along with Javon Hargrave, have been defensive tackles that have been linked to the Bears to play that 3-tech spot. Stay informed on all things Chicago Bears by subscribing to the channel. The latest Bears news and rumors coming at you here on a daily basis. We will continue to cover all things free agency, draft, trade buzz, news, rumors, mailbags like this one. We'll bring you videos every single day. From Philip Palmisano, what would you do if the Bears have Jalen Carter available? If he's sitting there at number 9, I would be very tempted. Assuming no more legal stuff comes out from that situation, he's a great talent. I can't speak to his character. I don't know him like that. That's up to the Bears. I mean, they've got to do their research. They got to talk to him and make that determination. But if he's there at number 9, it's going to be hard to pass up. From Jess Laseth, would you rather draft O-line and sign D-line or vice versa? In my opinion, I would rather have older linemen around Fields. Yeah, I think free agency, things I for sure want to get in free agency. I want to get the 3-tech in free agency. I want to get that handled. Jones, Hargrave, I don't care who it is, get that handled. I also want to get a right tackle. McGarry, Orlando Brown, even if he plays left tackle, move Jones to right, that's fine. Mike McGlinchey, get those 2 spots handled in free agency. Beyond that, I think it's icing on the cake. Philip Palmisano, what would you do if the Bears have Carter available at 9? Would you draft him? If no more details emerge from that legal situation, then I would probably be comfortable taking him at number 9. Obviously, if more information emerges, then that could change things. But that's up to Ryan Poles, Matt Eberflus to get a feel for his character and make a decision. But I think he's a top 3 talent in this draft. If he's sitting there at number 9, that's pretty appealing at the end of the day. Who do you want the Bears to draft with the number 9 pick? Bears move from 1 to 9 by trading down with Carolina. Who would you like to see the Bears select with that pick? Let me know down in the comments section below. From Daniel Hinton, should we trade back one more time on draft day or stay where we are? I think it depends who's available. Like if Jalen Carter, Will Anderson, and Tyree Wilson are all gone, I could see a trade down scenario. But is Peter Skoronski available? Is Paris Johnson available? Do the Bears draft Bijan Robinson? I wouldn't rule that out now. I don't think they'll go receiver, but JSN could still be appealing. So keep an eye on what the Bears do on draft day. They've got some flexibility now. From Thomas Daly, what about offensive line and running back Barkley? Well, Saquon Barkley got the franchise tag, so he's not an option unless they rescind the tag. O-line, again, I think right tackle is the big one to monitor in free agency. McGlinchey, McGarry, Jawaan Taylor, maybe Orlando Brown. Those are the 4 names to monitor. At center, Ben Jones, Ethan Posick. Those are a couple of guys. I think at running back, it's keep an eye on David Montgomery. If he signs elsewhere, then draft a cheaper free agent could be in the works to pair with Khalil Herbert. From Richard Lococo, do you think the Bears are going to take an O-lineman or Bijan Robinson or JSN or defense, and what do you think they will do in free agency? I mean, I don't know what they're going to do. I would just be guessing. I'm pretty confident in this. I think the Bears will sign a right tackle and a defensive tackle in free agency. Beyond that, purely guessing. I think Bobby Okereke is a guy they're interested in at linebacker. I do think the scenario to drafting Bijan Robinson is possible. Would I project it? I wouldn't necessarily project it, but I think that door has cracked open just a little bit. Return of Kyle Orton. Kyle Orton might be the only guy on the planet drunker than I am right now. Notorious TBG, with the number 9 pick, would it be insane to trade back up with the Cardinals and draft Anderson? Yeah, the Bears aren't trading up to 3. Now, if Will Anderson falls to like 7 and he's there, maybe they do that because it's just too good a value, but this is still a team rebuilding. You don't trade a ton of picks to move up for one player, so I don't think that's in the cards. I'll be curious to see what the Cardinals do with that number 3 pick, though. From Laura Weisner, how many years does Moore have? DJ Moore, so he's under contract, I believe, for 3 more years. His cap hit for the upcoming season is just over $20 million. The next 2 years, $16.5. Love the value. I think he's going to be a great player in this offense. From Ron Panday, I would have liked a 2025 first-rounder. Should the Bears trade down again for more draft picks, possibly another first? I mean, look, if one of those 4 quarterbacks is still there at 9, I could see a scenario where they trade down again. We'll just have to wait and see. This is what they got in the trade with Carolina. A first, they fell from 1 to 9 this year, picked up a second at 61, got a first next year, a second in 25, and DJ Moore. I think they basically chose DJ Moore over a first in 25. That's what it sounds like. Still got a second in 25, so I like the trade. It'll depend who's on the board at number 9 when they pick. DC Viper, trade with Denver for linebacker Josey Jewell, maybe a 4th or 5th round pick. That's fine. I think there's enough guys in the draft and free agency, though, that you don't have to trade a pick for a guy like Josey Jewell. But, yeah, I mean, obviously you want to pair somebody with Jack Sanborn. From Jeffro3, do you think the Bears trade back up to a couple spots to get Anderson or Carter? I don't think they'll trade up. That would surprise me. You never say never, but I think they're a team that has a lot of needs, and they're valuing volume right now over moving up for just one guy. Now, what is your one-word reaction to the trade with the Carolina Panthers? Let me know down in the comments section below your one-word reaction to the Bears trading down with Carolina. A couple more questions here. DC Viper again. Oh, we already hit this one, Josey Jewell. Let's go to Matt Rice, who's up next. How do the Bears fill the space between 9 and 53? Look, you have 53 and 61 now, so maybe you move up for a player you like, or maybe you trade down again from 9. Who knows? Keep an eye on everything there. Yeah, I think the Bears are still in a good spot overall. JT, what do you think is our biggest positional need now that wide receiver is likely solidified for the year? I think it's just the trenches. Defensive tackle, edge, offensive tackle, interior offensive line. You got to build the trenches up. I think the rest of this roster is at least in decent shape. Otherwise, I like the secondary. You could use another corner. They can need another linebacker. But, yeah, you're right. If you love a wide receiver, then, yeah, sure, draft one. But you don't have to force it there. You might need a running back, depending on Montgomery, but you don't have to take one early. You got Khalil Herbert. Cole Kmet's a good tight end. I would like to get a second one, but you don't have to take one early. So, yeah, I think the trenches is where this team has to build from here on out. Super chat from Welke gets the final word here. Can we all just take a minute and thank Lovie Smith? Lovie, 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 Lovie. Shout out Lovie Smith. Shout out to the Houston Texans for beating the Colts in Week 17. Davis Mills, you got my support. Look, huge, right? I told you guys get the number 1 pick versus number 2 was going to make a big difference, and it absolutely did.